But shower curtain comes around, and this is all sealed, waterproof, Formica, all seams sealed. So you just wipe this down in a minute when you're done showering, and you're good to go. This particular coach is winterized. That's the pink stuff here. It's that time of the year here in Pennsylvania where we start winterizing everything.
So we'll explain when you do that, what does it do?
Well, if you're in cold climate where you're going to be sustained below freezing, you'd be in danger of bursting pipes. Your water heater could freeze. You do a lot of damage to the coach if it froze solid. So in preparation for that, you winterize the motorhome, which is draining the water out, and then we introduce antifreeze. It's a non-toxic special RV antifreeze that you use the water pump, and there's real step-by-step instructions in the literature you get from Pleasure Way, but essentially you're circulating the antifreeze through all the faucets and plumbing so that it won't damage in the cold weather. And then when the spring comes, or if you're heading south, when you get below the freezing line, you just hook up to fresh water, turn on the water, and just flush it all out. Just run it till it runs clear, a couple of minutes, and then you're good to go. You're back to the normal situation.
Can this RV be used in the wintertime?
You could use the RV in the winter, but you couldn't use all the plumbing. So you could run the heat, you could use the refrigerator, you could cook, you could hang out in here, but you couldn't have water in the RV if it was below freezing day and night. A night where it might dip into the mid-20s and then in the morning it's going above freezing again, you'd be okay. You'd run the water heater, you'd have the heat going in here. But if it's sustained below freezing, you want to be careful because it could do a lot of damage. If you were just traveling through some cold weather and you were heading south, you could flush the toilet manually if you wanted to use that, and then just pour water in there to flush it. Put some antifreeze down in the holding tank so it wouldn't freeze, and then when you got to the warmer climate, you could dump your tank and de-winterize it. But some folks, just for a night or two, they'll use the toilet and flush it with bottled water. Just bring a couple of gallons of water with you.
Or can they flush it with antifreeze? Or not?
Well, you wouldn't need to, as long as you have a mixture of antifreeze and water. So you'd pour a gallon of antifreeze in the tank and then just flush it with water. So you'd have a 50-50 combination or something approaching that. But they're really not designed to be used in the freezing cold with the plumbing system. So like I said, you could certainly travel if you had access to a bathhouse somewhere that you could go in and use. A lot of the state parks in Pennsylvania, they keep the one camping loop open with a heated bathhouse, so you could go up there and just use the bathhouse.